How's it going, doggy people? I hope you all are doing well. We're going over another video by Tom Davis. I usually refer to him as American Upstate, Upstate Canine Academy, or American Upstate Canine, whatever, I don't know, something, Tom Davis. So, he's had a couple different names of his channel. But today we're going over a video that was requested of how to stop leash pulling in 8 minutes. Real results, according to him. So, I'm going to be going over this, using all footage here under Fair Use Act for education, criticism, giving my opinion, trying to give a voice to the dogs in the video, trying to point out things that the average owner may not see, or the average person may not see. I'm not out here trying to talk to dog trainers. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind who is, I'm not going to waste my time trying to convince anyone who is dedicated to misunderstanding me. So, I'm just going to be giving my point of view, and if anybody wants to listen, has, an open mind, then, welcome. You're welcome to join us. So we have a cute little boxer here. He's on an easy walk, no pull harness. These are designed, you can see this dog's shoulder blade here. It's kind of designed to just hold the dog back in a way. So I don't really like the design of these types of harnesses because it can lead to, it's uncomfortable, and it can lead to, changes in the gait or, of the dog, possibly anatomical changes over time. I would prefer a harness that, you could still have them that clip in the front, that twists the dog around, taking leverage away from them, but it goes in between the little leggies and keeps this whole little chicken wing nice and free. So we got a boxer, high energy, very excitable.
With the leash and frustrated with, I don't know.
So they're talking about leash frustration, absolutely. They walk faster than humans do. There could be a whole number of reasons why the dog is pulling. He says here, leash frustration can happen to any dog, absolutely, and it does. They can react, sound, and look aggressive, true. This is caused by frustration due to lack of control. I wouldn't necessarily say, I don't like it when people like this say the word control or a lack thereof, because they are so over-controlling. Just because your dog is walking in front of you, just because your dog has an outburst, doesn't mean that they're out of control or they lack control. Because they're so over-controlling, to me, it makes me think that they expect their dog to be perfect in every instance. I mean, to me, wording is, I'm very particular about the wording that other trainers and other people use. So, do I see it as frustration? Absolutely. Could it be from fear? Sure. Could it be that they want to play? Absolutely. And we can teach them to have self-control, just like we as humans learn to have self-control. But it's just that. We teach them to have self-control. It doesn't have to be, lack of control or lack of respect or any of that nonsense.
And the leash can create frustration.
Very good. So this guy is sitting here. He's chilling. The owner could loosen the leash a little bit more, which would make the dog feel more comfortable. You can drop a treat here, you can pet him calmly, or you can just let him, you can reinforce this behavior here. This dog is doing very, very well.
Being as big as
even though I'm sure he is still frustrated.
Not only is it a hassle to have your dog dragging you, this is what you see, right?
Okay, so he's, again, tight on leash. He is a distraction. They're in a new environment, which is a distraction. If he were to practice this inside this guy's house, he might not even, I doubt he would even pull this hard.
Strong, so he takes advantage of that power. Now, before we dive...
So he's on a prong collar, he's not going to explain that, or maybe he will, I don't know. But he's strong. He doesn't take advantage of squat. He's just moving forward because when he pulls, this guy moves forward. That's it. He pulls, he gets to move forward, there you go. If he were to pull, and this guy didn't even move an inch, eventually he would give up, and he would stand there, and then if they were to move forward, he would say, okay, that's what I get. It would take a few times, but okay.
Into this, it's important for you guys at home to know the fundamentals.
Prong collar.
So does your dog actually know what the leash even is? I know that sounds crazy, but in order for a dog to walk nicely on the leash, they need to know what it is. So take a look at this clip we did in the Kickstarter course. This is very simple, guys. The objective is to have a little pinch hallway where he has to go through.
Dogs don't naturally understand what the leash is. Sure, using the basic skills set inside absolutely will help teach dog how to turn leash pressure off. No, I disagree with that. The leash does not necessarily mean pressure. The leash should simply just mean that, hey, you're connected to me, and for me, my role is just don't pull, and we're good. I don't pop them. I don't use any special collars. I don't, I use a harness, and all I want is to teach the dog to I guess I could say the leash to me means, yes, it can mean pressure, but it doesn't mean, they can give in to pressure. I'll leave a link of how I teach a dog to walk on loose leash in the description below, so you know exactly what I mean. But I don't use it in pressure the way that they use it.
And you're gonna apply pressure.
This puppy is so stinking cute. Oh my goodness, so cute and tiny. But like, I don't just start out with just this.
Teaches him to turn pressure off. All he has to do is comply with whatever direction the leash is going.
So he's teaching the dog to give into leash pressure, and I don't disagree with that, because I do it for the reason of safety. If the dog understands that, hey, if you get caught up on something, you're not going to die. Don't panic. Don't go into a panic and shark roll and alligator roll and all that. Just sit there and chill, and I will come help you. But I don't just off the bat start with this. I mean, I want to be able to start with just walking first. Then we can work on more of the, give into pressure and more, for me, more advanced things. But I mean,
very basic principles to applying leash pressure. This will help with many things. A few sessions to really let that sink in. Step 2, which is
I don't know why. What is he doing carrying plants and garbage bowls and like garbage can? What? I don't know. Okay. I'm confused what that was all about. Introduce the heel command. Okay, first I like to say cues because it's not a command, but okay, whatever. The heel, again, why can't you just teach loose leash walking? Why is everybody so obsessed with the heel and only the heel? The heel to me is a very daunting task where the dog is to be paying every bit of attention to you. Can you teach heel? Absolutely. Should you? I think it's a great thing to teach dogs, but I don't rely on it. I don't care about heel. I don't care about positioning. I'm not like in obedience trials or anything like that. Can my Shiba heel? Absolutely. Do I require it? No. If we're inside somewhere, we're working, can he? Yeah. But most of the time, he's a dog. I let him be on a loose leash. As long as he's not pulling me, we're good to go. We're solid.
The heel, but before we introduce it, we need to know what it is. So when we ask our dogs to sit, what does that mean? We want our dogs to sit nicely. What does heel mean? Well, a lot of people don't even know that the dog is supposed to be at your heels. That's what the heel command is. It's important to know that as we continue. All right, you guys, some of the things that you will need to teach the heel command to any dog. Motivation, treat.
Tight slip lead, high up behind this dog's head, versus a nice wide flat collar. Why does this work? Why does the prong collar work? Because there's less surface pressure, thus creating more pain, more discomfort, whatever you want to say.
Pouch, whatever the hell leash and collar you guys want to use, it doesn't.
He's going to say it doesn't matter. It does matter. There's a big difference. This and this, depending on the width of it, can cause pain. These are made to cause pain. This is a flat buckle collar. It can still be painful to the dog, but the dog is going to pull through it more. Why? Because there's more surface area here than there is here. This is a martingale. I love a good martingale. I would like it to have, I always have a 1 inch width minimum around the dog's neck because, again, surface area. This is a great looking leash because it has a very nice strong snap. I don't know if it's actually called the scissor snap or not, but a special snap that has, more surface area in between the clip than just your typical snap.
The slip was really great for him. The prong crawler was really great for Dolio.
Don't try to act like any of these tools are better for each dog. No. The prong collar was probably too much for him, and so he had to go to the slip lead, and the slip lead wasn't enough for the other dog because he just pulled through it. None of these dogs, no dog needs any of these tools. Okay, you can walk. Why is it that I can teach every dog that I've worked with to walk in a regular flat buckle collar and a harness that clips in the back that has no restriction? It's not the dogs that need it. It's you that needs it. It's the owners that need it.
Those are the things you'll need to get started. As soon as he crosses my leg.
Prong collar.
He's getting pressure. So I'm teaching him how to walk nicely.
It's not just pressure. Ouch. It's pain. Set boundaries using leash pressure. Pop the dog when the dog passes the line. This dog is stressed, just like any dog.
Is like a warning. Okay, you're about to pass that line.
Sure, the reason he only needs to do a slight little finger tap is because of leverage, because this hurts more than this. Lip lick.
Starts stopping with me.
Long lips. Spatulate tongue. This dog is stressed.
That's when he's going to start getting paid heavily for making those decisions.
You don't need any of the correction. You can teach your dog. I'll put my video down of teaching my Shiba to heel in the description below. I didn't need anything on him. You don't need the prong collar. Save yourself some money and save yourself a step. Get rid of the prong collar. Walk your dog up and down your hallway just like you did with the puppy. You don't need the prong collar. Just walk your dog and reward them when they're in the position. Why should they have to make a mistake? According to you, they're not making a mistake, they're just moving. But according to the human, we say it's a mistake, and so we have to punish them. Why should they have to be punished because we just didn't take the time to explain to them what we wanted? If you just go in somewhere, you go into a doctor's office, you don't know you're supposed to sign up for anything, and somebody just keeps smacking you with a ruler or smacking you with a book until you go and find out where you're supposed to go to sign up and all that. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
The corrections will go away.
He doesn't need the corrections. You do. Because you're either incompetent, you're ignorant, you just don't care, you just don't know, you don't want to know or learn. The corrections are not necessary. Can you still, if the dog pulls, would I still teach him by applying slight bit of pressure, moving him sideways? Yes, I would. To teach him to be softer on pressure, give in to pressure. Would I rely on but I would do it on a harness. I would do it on a regular harness. I wouldn't even, these dogs have enough of a hard time breathing anyway, you know, with their shorter snouts, and if he's that hard of a puller, I want to put him on a harness, like clipping from the back, and teach him to give in to pressure softly. And it's not going to take no stinking 8 minutes. It's going to take a lot longer than that. But it's more of a bond. You have a better relationship with your dog. It's not pain compliance.
Take over verbally.
And the difference between that and what he's doing, which some of you may have a question, well, you know, pain compliance, but you said you use pressure. Because when I use pressure on a harness that moves in the, you know, clips in the back, and I move them left or right, I move, if I were directly behind him, I would move, say, to this way and apply, just, you know, hold on to the end of the leash with my finger and use just as much pressure as I need to get him to, he may fight it at first, but I just hold it there and he gives me a half step or leans in this direction and I loosen. That's pressure and release. And over time, then that's all it would take. It would take, you know, less and less, like with my Shiba. He's very soft on leash. That took us a year to practice in every different tool imaginable. Not the prong collar and any of that nonsense, but yeah, head halters, different types of harnesses, all that good stuff.
And externally with food. Heel. So now I'm just going to drop the leash.
Dog doesn't know what heel means.
Clearer to us.
Super stressed. Does he have water available? This dog looks really stressed. When I have a dog that's panting this quickly and is this stressed, I like to make, well, first off, I hope not to be the cause of this. And I would like to have water available so they can calm down and relax. This dog is so stressed. He says he's doing this in 8 minutes. I don't know how long he's actually been doing it with this dog.
Nice work. Good.
This dog is whale eyes, stressed spatulate tongue.
Good job, buddy. There you go.
Yeah, he acts all nice and whatnot, but yeah, the dog doesn't lie. You can act nice and you can try to confuse the owner and you can try to, you know, silver tongue and all that, you know, snake oil salesman, but the dog doesn't lie. The dog is stressed as all hell.
Good.
Ouch.
Yes. Good.
The nice little correction. No. No.
Nice. So I'm starting to get that engagement with them.
You could do that without even any of this. It's not necessary. High, tight. The reason when they have it here and snug, which really was not the original, you know, it was meant to be loose like a martingale, so that way if you popped it, it would correct, like bite and then loosen. But no, now it's just a constant correction. So that's why it doesn't take much. Because you can just use your little fingers to press it. And it's high up because it's more sensitive here.
Boy, one of the biggest misconceptions is step 3. Once you introduce the heel command, dog is absolutely...
Poor little English bulldog, can't breathe enough as it is, and you have a prong collar on him? You rely on a prong collar on an English bulldog, really? They had, oh, I love that little pieces in training. They had the right idea with the harness, which is really all these dogs should be walked on. I don't like the design of this harness as much like the other one, where because it restricts the shoulders, and it can also dig into the trachea and the collarbone of the dog. But you know, just put this guy on a harness. You could do the same thing.
Not only is it completely unrealistic.
Prong collar. What's the common denominator here? Prong collar and stressed dogs, stressed tongue.
for your dog to walk in.
Super stressed dog. Whale eyes.
But it's simply not fair to you as well. So the break command is the next and third.
It's not fair. Then don't worry about having your dog heel. Who cares? I don't care about what's fair to the human. I care what's fair to the dog because they don't have a say in it. And then here we have this dog that he's teaching. Just use this, dude. You don't need this nonsense. And he says, slip leashes are a tool that creates some pressure on the muscles of the dog's neck. In order of the leash, I think he meant in order of the leash to be effective and safe. No, it has to be snug right behind the ears. No, it's not safe. And it's effective because it causes more pain. Because he locks this tight leash behind the head because there's more nerve endings there. It's still hitting the throat. Slip leashes are really, for me, as a last resort, if I need to get a dog who's running loose and I just happen to have a slip leash, I can still teach a dog to give into the slip leash, but I don't lock it tight like this unless I have, I worry about the dog escaping. But no, this is only effective because it hurts. It's high up behind the head because there's nerve endings there and it hurts. Versus this, there's the surface area. You don't have to be a genius to figure this out.
A little bit of
whale eyes.
Like we went over.
I teach dogs, I go from the slip lead to this nice flat, wide, flat collar.
Little pressure there. Good.
Lip lick. I know he's getting a treat, but he still lip licks. He still has whale eyes. This dog is nervous.
Little pressure.
Ouch.
Yes. Good. So I pop a little bit of pressure.
You don't need to, dude. I mean, I'm not.
The other way.
You don't need this.
The moment he physically commits to me, I hold out my hand.
This is just a cheat. It's just a lie. It's just you're relying on the tool. You're not teaching the dog anything. As soon as you don't have this tool, I guarantee this dog isn't going to listen to you.
We pay him and then
they may at first, but afterwards they say, "Oh, you're not causing pain."
All right, now we're going to start introducing the verbal heel. First thing we're going to do is a little tune-up.
What happened there? How many times did you practice between that cut?
Feel. And change directions. Harvey, feel.
Ouch.
Good. Yes.
Lip lick.
Praise.
No
Harvey,
treat, just verbal praise.
Little pop there on the collar. Feel.
So pop. 3 pops and no reward. You don't need this nonsense.
There on the collar. Good. What we want him to do, inside turn, is pay attention to us when we turn.
Ouch.
So the objective is for him to turn.
No reward for that. This is a beautiful dog, by the way. All dogs are beautiful, but this one's just so cute. No reward for that. So he just drops from the treat immediately. Like, okay, we gave you a couple at first. Now we're not going to give you. Now we're going to rely on you paying attention to me or you get corrected. Corrections should teach the dog. No. You rely on corrections to teach the dog because you don't know what you're doing. You can't teach dog without corrections. Yes, corrections teach the dog. Rewards also teach the dog much more effectively and quickly than the corrections. A dog does not deserve any of this because you are an idiot, because you don't know how to train, or you're too lazy, or you're too ignorant to learn, or whatever. And I'm saying this to trainers that, I'm not talking to trainers to change their mind, like I said earlier. For anybody else who just everyday regular owners who do this, I'm not talking to you like this, because you're not some silver-tongued snake oil salesman. I'm trying to give the dog a voice. They don't need any of this. You can teach the same thing with the flat buckle collar, with a harness, practice in your hallway. Then you move to the front yard, the backyard. Just practice with your dog and don't expect to get it done quick. The slow way is the fast way. When you go the fast way, you make mistakes or somebody pays, and the dog is always the one that pays.
Changes, and I'm just going to be using my leash pressure back. As soon as the dog crosses my legs, we're going to be adding a little.
So no more rewards.
Warning, and then we're enforcing it.
Which is how they train. Ouch.
Boom. You guys see, as soon as he crossed my legs here, he got that quick pop. Feel? Good.
Jeez. Now we're going to over controlling. Lip lick. Why did you say The dog didn't do anything.
We're going to pay him for that. Okay, break. Good heel, buddy.
He just touched the dog and it gave a lip lick. I mean, you don't need any of this. You can teach this dog to happily look at how their top line is rounding.
Yes, buddy.
They're getting more nervous. Lip lick.
Okay, break. Now it's really important that you good job, buddy.
Submissive turn, like she. Sorry. Anyway, submissive tail wag, all that excitement. Don't forget to reward your dog. That's all you need to do. You don't need this. It's just confusing to the owner to know the certain timing and just don't worry about the stupid slip blade, or if you're going to, then just understand how it works and what it... If you're going to use it, then understand how it works. It uses pain compliance, discomfort, not just pressure. So, we're gonna see the before and the after. Dog has it. Ouch. Ouch. That only works because of the prong collar. It's pain. That's it. That's the only difference. Not a single dog here needs it. So that was my opinion on this. I think it's just nonsense. You know, all he did was put a prong collar on the dog and popped it a couple times. So, you know, that's it. That's how it works. That's that's all, folks. So that was my opinion on it. Let me know what you think of it. I'll be doing a couple more videos of his and sprinkling them in. So yeah, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, or at least learned something from it. Go give your little critters some kind of loving, whether it's from afar, just a little wave, or give them a hug or something, or a little treat. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time, stay positive.